option there for games makers and volunteers and young ambassadors and generally everybody who's been involved in the town and borough.
It was the best couple of weeks of my life. The British public showed how amazing they are with their support that they showed, and through all aspects, through the opening ceremony, through selling out our venue every day, 7,500 people for every match, for every game of goalball, all the way through to the final.
It's really lovely to meet them because obviously at the games they were on duty and they weren't allowed to come and say hello, and it's really nice for us to be able to say thank you for all their hard work and meet them all properly.
I was based at Eton Dorney for the rowing and the canoeing regatta, and also for the Paralympics at Eton Dorney. I was lucky enough to greet Anna and Catherine as they arrived through X-ray at the beginning of their day when they won their gold medal.
Everybody that I know in the town has been very, very excited and watching the racing, and it's just lovely to feel so accepted by a new place that I moved to 5 years ago. It's nice to bring something back to the town and enjoy it with everybody who lives here.
I was at the Paralympics at Eton Dorney. I was on door security, so an early start, but the joy was that the time that all the spectators were in, we could then go and watch some of the racing, which was brilliant.
I was very fortunate to run with the torch on the day of the opening ceremony, and I ran with it around the Tower of London onto Tower Bridge, and we were in a group of 5. We did a half a mile, and then I was actually a member of the Great Britain team as team leader for the Great Britain men and women's teams. So I actually came out of the village and ran with the torch, and then went back in to be with the rest of the team for their first game the next day.
I sit here now and it's bringing all the memories back, and it's still quite a raw emotion for me. And I didn't realise that until I was here tonight, listening to Anna talking to all the games makers, and just kind of feeling the love again that you felt when you're at the Paralympics.
I watched them off the start, and then I started to run because I wanted to try and get halfway up the course before they finished, so I could be part of the famous Dorney Roar and see them on the big screen as they cross the finishing line first.
This is my home now, and whilst it's lovely to celebrate where I grew up, it's also lovely to celebrate the place where I did my rowing. So yeah, somebody needs to mount a campaign and do another one. There's one right outside my house. That's all they should do, I reckon.
The games maker volunteers got an awful lot out of it, but they've also put an awful lot of effort into it. Some people took annual holiday to do it, and I think it's important that society turns around and acknowledges them, and hopefully they'll acknowledge them again when games makers, athletes, torchbearers take part in the Wokingham Winter Carnival on the 25th of November.
It's quite surreal walking in here and seeing everybody in their poppy and aubergine outfits again, and there's just such an amazing buzz in the room. I think, for me, as soon as I bring a torch out, everybody gets very excited and they start taking their mobile phones out and taking photographs, and that kind of it's like an electricity in the room, and it's just lovely to be here and just be part of it, really.
Reflecting back on it now, the thing that stands out is how far-reaching it was. At the time when we were involved, we didn't understand so much. We were quite protected, just doing our sport. And then since then, we've got to meet a lot of people who watched our race either down at the lake or on the telly, and everyone got so involved and so invested in our result. That's really lovely. It's lovely to go and say thank you to people for all their support.